John Lennon, one of the founding members of the rock band The Beatles, was a legendary musician and songwriter. To become a famous musician was a dream Lennon held close to his heart from his childhood, which was marked by domestic instabilities. The painful experiences of his early life made their way into his poignant and evocative lyrics, which have entertained generations of music lovers. John Winston Lennon was born on October 9, 1940, in Liverpool, Merseyside, England, during a German air raid in World War II. When he was 4 years old, Lennon's parents separated, and he ended up living with his Aunt Mimi. Lennon's father was a merchant seaman. He was not present at his son's birth and did not see a lot of his son when he was young. Lennon's mother, Julia, remarried but visited him and Mimi regularly. She taught Lennon how to play the banjo and the piano and purchased his first guitar. Lennon was devastated when Julia was fatally struck by a car driven by an off-duty police officer in July 1958. Her death was one of the most traumatic events in his life. As a child, Lennon was a prankster and he enjoyed getting into trouble. As a boy and young adult, he enjoyed drawing grotesque figures and cripples. Lennon's schoolmaster thought that he could go to an art school for college since he did not get good grades in school but had artistic talent. Lennon, along with McCartney, recruited other aspiring musicians like George Harrison, Stuart Sutcliffe, and Paul Best to join their band, which became known as the Beatles in 1960. A couple of years later, Best was replaced by drummer Ringo Starr. During the early 1960s, the Beatles became very popular in Britain with hits like Please Please Me, She Loves You, and I Want to Hold Your Hand. The band became enormously popular, achieving even more popularity than artists like Tommy Roe, Chris Montez, and Roy Orbison. This frenzy was given the name Beatlemania, and the four young men became superstars. Their fame spread to the United States, and the Beatles became the first British band to achieve a breakthrough in the country, surpassing the success of the US rock bands. After having tasted success as musicians, the Beatles decided to try their hand at acting and starred in the 1964 film A Hard Day's Night, which became both a commercial and critical success. Over the next few years, the Beatles enjoyed great success and gained much in fame and popularity. However, the unexpected death of their manager, Brian Epstein, in 1967 triggered a series of events that ultimately led to the Beatles disbanding. Lennon married Cynthia Powell in August 1962. The couple had one son together, Julian, who was named after Lennon's mother. Cynthia was forced to keep a very low profile during Beatlemania. She and Lennon divorced in 1968. He remarried the following year on March 20th, 1969, to Japanese avant-garde artist Yoko Ono, whom he had met at the Indica Gallery in November 1966. Lennon left the band in 1969 and soon launched his solo career. His debut solo album, John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band, was released in 1970 and received much critical acclaim and commercial success. During the mid-1970s, he took a break from music to focus on his family life and help to raise his son. He was also making the headlines during this period for his alcoholism and related problems. In 1980, Lennon returned to the music world with the album Double Fantasy, featuring the hit single Just Like Starting Over. Tragically, just a few weeks after the album's release, Mark David Chapman, a deranged fan, shot Lennon several times in front of his apartment complex in New York City. Lennon died at New York City's Roosevelt Hospital on December 8, 1980, at the age of 40. Lennon's assassination had and continues to have a profound impact on pop culture. Following the tragic event, millions of fans worldwide mourned as record sales soared. And Lennon's untimely death still evokes deep sadness around the globe today, as he continues to be admired by new generations of fans. Lennon was posthumously inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1987 and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994.